Soccer 605 here with Duane Kavanaugh, the chairman of the high school committee for South Dakota South Soccer Association. Well, you guys made a big move today.
Yeah, I think the association made a stand that we want sanctioning in and looking at a date when schools can kind of plan that they need to make their decision. So,
of all the people here at this annual meeting, you probably had the most unique perspective because you're on one side in charge of the club program, but also you come from a sanctioned school and coach one of the teams there.
Yeah, I have to definitely keep both hats in the arena. I think from a sanctioned school, we really saw a big change in our school as far as the way they treated us. We've always had a great relationship with Groton School, but it was just that next level up. You call the secretary and it's, oh yeah, it's taken care of. Your AD, our AD Brian Shearing was very active, had balls bought before we even thought about it, and some of those things that just schools do without thinking. So it was a real nice advantage for us.
A lot of people here that we heard were expecting maybe a fight to get it sanctioned in their school, but, how was it for you guys? I mean, was it a big battle with your school board, or did they sit down and say, yeah, that's something we ought to do?
Well, we'd been in communication with them for the last 6-7 years. We had a good relationship as a club program. They, supported us like a team, like a high school team, as much as they could. I think the biggest issue for our school board was we dealt with some budget cuts right away that year, and some other programs got cut. So for us, it was a matter of coming in and working out a financial plan that they could live with. And once that was done, we were very lucky. Our school board was, we had a lot of soccer parents on our board, so they were very excited about getting it in.
Well, a lot of times once you come up with the solutions and the problem's gone, you can move right ahead. One of the things that we heard that concerns some of the people from the smaller schools is, what happens now if a school decides not to put it in, and there were a couple of good solutions put forward on that.
Well, that's probably going to be the case in some schools, no matter the size. Their school boards decide that they financially can't or can't figure out a way around some of their own internal rules, because that seems to be the major issue. Unfortunately, that could be an issue where some teams don't have a place to play. Hopefully we don't have to face that, but in 2 years, if that's it, we'll have to sit down and look at what, from a soccer standpoint, from South Dakota Soccer, what we can provide, or at least on a limited basis for those kids. So,
one of the things in looking back over the history of this organization, we haven't ever seen where that was ever a mission of South Dakota Soccer Association to provide a high school season, but that's something that you folks all picked up and carried forward. But I heard a lot of people today just saying, it's time for us to step away and let the schools do it.
Yeah, I think so. And I get it when I say that we'll look at something in the future. It won't be what's happening today. There likely won't be a state tournament. It'll probably be an abbreviated season. For those teams that are left, probably more like a rec season for U19s. So from our standpoint, the association made a choice 7-8 years ago that sanctioning is where we want to be. Activity Association has said, we really want soccer to be part of our association. So schools need to really consider as they go forward, particularly those who have teams, how they get this done so they're not leaving their students out in the cold. And then for new associations coming in, that's been the most exciting thing, is to hear, the Garrettsons in different towns coming in and saying, we want soccer. So that really makes the association excited.
Well, kids love the game, and you can't stop that, can you? Once the ball gets rolling and the kids love the game and their parents love it, you can't stop it.
Yeah, once that soccer bug bites, it's pretty tough to get it out of your system. So.
Well, it bit both of us pretty hard. So, Duane, thanks so much for your time, and thanks so much for steering that committee through a very difficult situation, and I think you got a good resolution here.
Thanks, Randy. Thanks to you guys for all that you've done for soccer. So, appreciate it. Have a good day.